February 3rd, 2021 to order. I would ask that everyone please bow their heads for a moment of silence. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. This meeting is in the public laws of 1975 by advertising a notice in the Star Gazette in the Express Times and by posting a copy on the bulletin board in municipal building. Roll call, please.
Councilman Delcaro,
Here.
Councilman Polito,
Here.
Councilman Wright, Council President Pryor, Mayor Mengucci.
Here. I do have a proclamation tonight for Gary Wolf, who is just a longtime servant of the township. Gary has retired more or less, and I can't say enough about Gary. He was always even tempered with us. He was on different boards. No matter what I asked him to do, he just said, "Yeah, whatever you want, Mayor." And I know he's done that with prior mayor. So, just a good guy. You hate to lose our volunteers. Gary was a longtime volunteer with our fire department, and just an all-around good guy for the township. You've heard me say it a million times. People helping people. He would epitomize that statement. So I'll read this proclamation. It says, whereas our community looks back over many years, a few individuals stand out for the contributions, and one of those citizens who is a true leader in our community is Gary Wolf. And whereas in 1998, Gary Wolf was hired part-time as a building maintenance worker in charge of the township buildings through December 31st, 2020. Gary held a position as a municipal emergency management coordinator for the township and maintained the municipal emergency operations center. Gary Wolf was elected to serve as fire chief from January 1st, 1977 through December 31st, 1981. He served as a member of the planning board and continues to serve the zoning board of adjustment. And whereas the Township of Lopatcong desires to publicly recognize Gary Wolf and pay tribute to this very special member of our community for his many years of distinguished service. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council of the citizens of the Township of Lopatcong, County of Warren, and the state of New Jersey wish to express its great appreciation to Gary Wolf for the meritorious service, loyalty, and dedication. James E. Mengucci, Mayor. So again, Gary, if you're out there anywhere, certainly thank you. You're an example for all of us to follow. So I'll leave it at that. But thank you. Thank you, Gary. Is there any public comment on agenda items only?
Jim, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, this is John Betts. I would just like to say something about the rent control ordinance, and
Yes.
hope that you guys pass it, and
Yeah.
that if you would please try to constitute one this year.
Constitute one what?
The rent leveling board, get it together,
Yeah.
get the people you need for it.
Yep. That's
Okay.
we're trying. So
Okay, Jim. Very good. Thank you, sir. That's all I have to say. Except for one thing,
Go ahead.
snow has created problems over here, real big problems. But I did get some kind of announcement from the town saying there was 30 inches, and there was some kind of ordinance stating certain sidewalks had to be cleared. And I understand those are all for the private property. So that's the way that is. Okay, Jim, I couldn't get through you on the phone today, but that's all right. I'm done.
You
I'm
were
done.
you were one of a few that didn't get through to me. Trust me, I had a bunch of messages.
Okay. Okay,
Anyone else?
Jim.
Thank you. Anyone else on public or on agenda items only? Hearing none, seeing none. I'll move into old business. Number one is ordinance number 21-01, second reading and public hearing of an ordinance to regulate, control, and stabilize rents, and creating a rent leveling board by the mayor and township council of the Township of Lopatcong, County of Warren, State of New Jersey for an additional 3-year period. Have a motion to open up for public comment? Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
And for the record, this is just extending out your existing ordinance. You're not making any changes to it. You just have to update it every 3 years.
That's correct. Seeing no comments from the public, can I have a motion to close the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a motion to pass ordinance number 21-01.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Belcarro.
Yes.
Councilman Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Mengucci.
Yes. Number 2 is a resolution number 21-37 to appoint an emergency management coordinator and deputy emergency management coordinator. Our chief of police has expressed interest in the position of emergency management coordinator, which obviously to me makes a lot of sense. So please, if you want to accept that, I'd like to appoint you to that. And we have to get a hold of Pat Rivoli to see if he wants to be the deputy emergency management coordinator. So
I'd be happy to accept it, and I appreciate the opportunity.
thank you. A motion?
Motion.
Second?
Councilman Belcarro.
Yes.
Councilman Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Mengucci.
Yes. Number 3 is a mayor's appointment and read into the record memorializing the appointment of Brian Weeks as a Class 2 member of the planning board for 2021. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, new business, we're gonna do, well, we're gonna do 2 through 7, and then we'll go back to number 1. Does anybody have any questions on items 2 through 7?
No questions.
Is this the first time we've approved the raffle license for Pat McCluskey?
Yes.
It is, okay. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, I just don't remember seeing that before. Okay, do I have a motion on items 2 through 7?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Belcarro.
Yes.
Councilman Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Mengucci.
Yes. All right, Danielle.
Yes.
You have chosen to do public session. This is a discussion about your hours. You know what your hours are supposed to be. As I said, when I hired you, that I'm doing my best to accommodate, your situation with kids. I think we've done that. I think it's time now to make accommodations for your children if you can, because we need you back here full time. So
The
that's,
issue I'm having is childcare on Mondays and Thursdays. I don't have anything for that. I have them in daycare, but with all the kids connecting to the hotspot, they're getting kicked off and their grades are suffering for it. So outside of that, I don't have anyone to watch the kids on Mondays and Thursdays.
bottom line is, I guess, it's not really my problem. How much time do you think you would need to try and find somebody?
I've been trying to find somebody.
I mean, this has been months now.
I know.
Um,
I mean, my mom's getting COVID times to take them on Tuesdays and Fridays, and Wednesdays are even a struggle. For me to find somebody just for 4 hours till my mom gets out of work.
So what would you like to do?
I mean, I think that the working remotely from home is beneficial because I get time that I can put into things that I'm not distracted by the phone or by the door. Like, that gives me time, like when I'm doing billing, to go through all the different reports that I have to do. I'm not pulled away from it.
Well, and again, as I really don't want to get into a debate, but on the backside of that is, you can't tell me that there aren't times that you're pulled away, because that's just kids. I mean, trust me when I tell you that I don't believe, it's just my opinion. I work for a school district. I don't believe this is working for the kids. And I think a lot of people feel that way. And, I know of one situation where, mom's got to interject. And I would full well expect that. You're their mother. But by the same token, we're paying you. So I'll give you 2 weeks to work it out.
Okay.
After that, you're expected to be here 8:30 to 4, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Wednesday, same thing, 12:30 to 7:30. So as to the deputy registrar, which is also on here tonight, that's something new over and above what you were rice notice for. we're prepared to offer you $1,200 for that. This would only be if Beth's not available. I don't expect Beth, if she's here, to be handing anything off to you. Unless, 30 people walk in and be whatever. Marriage licenses, death certificates, dog licenses. So this is something new. We don't have Phyllis anymore. We're gonna do our best to work it out and see how it goes. So if you're good with the $1,200, we're good with that. So, all right. Congratulations. So that's it. Unless you have something else for us, that's it. All right. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
All right. Council reports. Mr. O'Connor?
As far as DPW, clearing the roads in this unprecedented snowstorm that we just previously had, the men have been working since Sunday afternoon through even late last night. And it's taxing on the men to put in the hours to be out there in this kind of weather. And I know that there's been a few complaints. The men did the best they can under the circumstances, under these extreme conditions. We had a couple men that were out. We had some equipment that broke down. And I just hope that the public would see that and understand that there is no perfect remedy for a storm of this size. We're here to do the best we can, and that's it. The men, I'm pleased what the men did. They did an outstanding job. Of course, you're always going to have a few people complaining. However, I have no complaints. I drove with one of the drivers, took me around to see the conditions, what the daunting task that they had. One of the problems I saw is, so much snow, where to put the snow. It just kept piling up. But again, we can only do the best we can with what we have. And, I believe we have a good team. These guys came together and, they did, again, I can't say it enough, but they did the best they can. Thank you, Brian. And, and that's my report.
All right. Jim?
Basically what Lou said, I want to thank Brian at DPW, also Jason and the police department. I saw them driving around a lot during the storm. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.
All right. Let me piggyback on all this. Personally, I put 262 miles on my personal vehicle since Sunday afternoon, and I never left Phillipsburg. I was out looking constantly. Brian heard from me several times over what I thought needed to be done. It's not my forte, but I do have 6 schools to open up, so I kind of get what they're going through. Equipment's gonna break, and we were down 2 men. We had people in our trucks that were CDL drivers, but not necessarily familiar with the township. So, and again, it was a 33-inch storm. I had some ridiculous requests, in my opinion, and it's only my opinion. But overall, I think we did an outstanding job. So kudos to Brian and the DPW for what they did. They were in since Sunday afternoon, and all this without any sun either. I mean, I don't think people understand. I do, because again, I'm in charge of opening up schools. Once that sun's out, it means a lot. It really opens things up, and we just have not gotten that since Sunday. Tomorrow's supposed to be a great day for sun, so hopefully, for those of you who may not know, or this time of year, I'm always watching the weather because it's part of my job. The storms over the weekend have more or less been canceled, so that's good. And there's supposed to be some sun, so it's over. What's done is done. If there was any damage done, and I've received very few calls about any knocked over mailboxes or anything else, the township is responsible for that. So rest assured that we will take care of any.
On municipal roads.
On municipal.
Clear.
Yes,
People live
municipal
on
roads.
County
That's true.
roads or state
Yes.
highways,
Correct. Which
not
I
your
do.
problem.
So that's really it. Again, my thanks to the police department also, and also our first responders. I mean, that's another thing. I don't know that, I did have a question is what the heck we doing clearing all out the pool? I believe that's a second site for helicopter, first site for helicopter. So, people tend to look at who's going to the pool? Nobody. But they don't know that. We're also responsible for the firehouses and the emergency spot parking lot. So it's a lot. And we got to get the municipal building open. Of course, we didn't have any staff here for 2 days, but they're in. And again, it's over. So everybody, I got a couple phone calls that, you cleared your sidewalk and then the township came along and plowed the road. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Either you don't clear your sidewalk and then you're left with a lot more at the end, or you do clear it and then we fill it up again. So we can't stop at everybody's driveway. We can't stop at everybody's sidewalk. So I hope the people will understand. Some of the stuff we didn't get to till today. I had a lot of calls about the alleys. Well, there are alleys in Morris Park and Delaware Park. The rest of the township has no alleys. So we did our best. And the complaints that we got, we took care of. At least the ones that I got. I'm sure Brian's tired of hearing from me. So, and I'm tired of calling him. So anyway, that's it. That's my report. Chief, you got anything other than
Nothing more
what
to
you said?
report, sir.
All right. Paul?
I just wanted to report 2 things briefly. The closeout documents for the Baltimore Street Red School Lane project were approved by the department. And at this point, all we're waiting for now is for the reimbursement, the final reimbursement to be processed to probably be 6 weeks or something. Yeah. Backlog, but everything's approved. We're just waiting for the check at this point. It's another successful project. And on a new project, we did survey about 2/3 of Bellevue Road per the authorization you had provided at the last meeting. With some budget monies freed up to do that, and we are preparing a map for that. And once council gets their capital plan, we will complete the remaining survey and put the plans and specs together and get that project done this year. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. On a personal note, I did receive your letter, my 3rd one. I'll tell you the same thing I told you before. Until I see something that says that sidewalk is not 5 foot, I hear a lot of rumors, I'm not signing it.
Understood.
So I don't know who's telling who, but the contractor's gonna get a bid. It says that sidewalk's supposed to be 5 feet. What am I gonna do, stand out front? Lay down over my property? Actually, not my property, but one of the things I did think about this storm, and we promised that we would remove the snow. Imagine removing that along a county route.
Yeah, and I got 4.5 miles over, so I went
Yeah.
to.
So, somebody needs to contact me, or I need to contact somebody, and somebody needs to tell me who I gotta talk to. Because otherwise I'm gonna go knocking on doors. I feel that strongly about it. It's ridiculous. I've never seen a 5-foot sidewalk anywhere. And 801 Belvedere Road is not gonna have a 5-foot sidewalk. Please let me know who I need to talk to.
Got it.
All right. Department reports, need a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approve the payment of bills?
Motion.
Okay. Beth?
Councilman Valcarro.
Yes.
Councilman Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Manucci.
Yes. Folks, questions, comments? Anyone in on the Zoom meeting that would like to speak?
That's just Mr. Bess's background.
All right, hearing and seeing none. I do have one here in the audience, Brian.
I'd like to just go on record saying thank you to the gentlemen and the guys that I worked with through this storm. The obstacles we were against, the fastest this came, I turned around, 15 minutes later, the road they had plowed just didn't even look like I was on it. We know we struggled in certain areas and we're going to fine tune all that, but I just want to personally say that the guys that I worked with are top of the line. And sometimes you have to take a real good look around you to really see how good you have it. And that's kind of what I like the people to do. All right, we answered everybody's, I don't have time to call, they maxed my answer machine out probably 30 times. All right, I'm not sitting in the office when I go in, but I believe we're caught up on 100% of everything that's out there. The mayor and I were in communication, like you said, to the point that it was, yeah, you know what I mean? But, thanks for answering the calls and whatever. But like I said, thank you. And I just want to know to these guys that, they didn't just get paid. They've been respected very highly from it. So, all right.
I didn't receive any damage complaints either, so.
Well, we know one of the reasons, Mayor, just to let you know, this storm was a little different in the way that it changed from fluff to solid. All right, we're so heavy. I know there's an area out there that you're going to find about 5-6 mailboxes in a row out. Okay, when I started, these guys are telling me, and myself too, that we're taking mailboxes all. I can't take the whole town of mailboxes out.
Right.
All right, and that's what would have happened. I have to back off that road. I have to come off it.
Yeah.
All right, and then what happens at that point is the little plows also, we got so high that we can't throw it over or the pile anymore, so it just makes the road wider.
Mhm.
So 99.9% of the public, we're very thankful for us.
And if we,
I thank them also.
over the next few days, I don't know, maybe it's already part of your plans, but we can get the bucket loader out, maybe take some piles out at the intersections. I'm sure the chief's more aware of where they're at than I am. I mean,
Yeah, we spent.
I pulled it up a couple of places, including one of our schools over in Phillipsburg, where I was literally out on the Center Street like this. All right. But anyway, I'll let you coordinate that between
Yeah, that's our
the chief and
next
yourself,
goal was
unless I hear
that.
something.
We've been doing a lot of that today, that in the alleys and doing things in that fashion. One of my other goals, and I haven't quite figured out how we're going to tackle that, is the 4.5 miles of sidewalks.
Mhm.
All right. I don't have snow blowers that I'm going to spend and do 50 yards of distance. So you're going to have to work with us there, and we'll do our best and keep moving.
If we can get 150 yards, I'd appreciate that. I'd rather have stuff thrown in my backyard than my front.
Yeah.
Maybe right over the house, we end up right.
There you go. Well, we kind of, this storm taught us a little bit as who goes in the woods or the roads. And we would like to have people stop that. All
Well,
right, because I look at their yard, the yard has nothing, the road is covered, massively covered.
I heard of one street, not here, in another community where they actually piled the snow, the residents right in the middle of the road. Couldn't have got down that road if you wanted to.
Right, the one alley there behind Avenue A, goes down Avenue A, we're gonna move on here. Myself, I'm coming down with the loader, everything looks great, and all of a sudden I come across a snow pile that the neighbor put in there. It's 8 feet tall, 7 feet wide, and about 5-6 feet long, or width.
In the middle of the
It
street.
stopped me dead, and I ended up, we're in the alley, and it's dark out, and you don't see it. I had to get towed out. The town spent money for tow trucks. You know what I mean? So just a big storm, but I just came up to say thank you to everybody and to the public for being gentle, the ones that were.
And I would tell you that the overtime, as far as I'm concerned, should probably cease starting tomorrow.
Yeah, I
I
don't see
think
any.
we're at a point where we can handle it
Yeah. no,
during our
I don't
8-hour
see
day.
that.
So,
All right.
no,
Thanks.
thank you. Anyone else? Questions, comments? Hearing and seeing none. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Folks, thank you.